When we're bored, we play in the woods, always on the run from
Welcome back to the Taylor channel. Today I've done this cut crease hooded eye friendly look. I did it because I gotta look out for my hoodies, and I want to do something kind of like retro, but still looks good for the winter time. It's January, but we still want to be beat. So if you like what you're seeing, keep on watching. I'm going to be taking the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer. I did this look during the daytime, so I wanted to make sure I was protected. Next, I'm going to be taking the NYX Cake Powder in the shade Dark. I'm going to take that dark shade to outline my eyebrows, and then the lighter shade to fill in the rest. Next, I'm going to be taking this ColourPop angled brush to clean up my brows with the Born This Way concealer in the shade Dark. Next, I'm going to take that same concealer in the shade Dark and conceal my entire lid with that. Once I've blended that, I'm going to take this NYX blending brush, and I'm going to take this shade Roxanne in the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette to go in as my transition shade. I'm then going to be taking this fluffy bending brush by Ruby Kisses. Then I'm going to take the shade Jax to go on top of the transition shade just to add depth. Also, I do apologize if I'm out of the frame while recording this video. It was really a struggle, guys. Please bear with me. Next, I'm going to be taking the shades Central Park and Chip and mixing them together just to give me even more depth and a deeper chocolate brown. What I'm going to do now is begin cutting the crease with this angled brush by ColourPop. I'm going to look up so that I know exactly where I want to start cutting the crease. And it also really helps to do this if you have hooded eyelids like myself. Now to set that cut crease in place, I'm going to be taking the shades Butter and Pooter, mixing them together and placing that all over the lid. Right here is a better angle of me attempting to cut my crease, and this may also be a better visual for all those who have hooded eyelids and struggle to do cut crease looks. I'm now going to be taking the NYX Vivid Bright Eyeliner. I'm going to wipe it on the back of my hand first because that reduces the size of the applicator and makes it easier to apply. When doing this look, you want to go extremely slow, or as slow as possible, because you don't want to mess up like I did a few times in this video. And it takes precision, and it's kind of hard to be precise when you're not using a felt tip. And to my knowledge, none of the Vivid Bright liners come in felt tip, at least not yet. Now that I pretty much have that applied, I'm going to take the House of Lashes lashes in the style Noir Fairy Tale. Then I'm going to take the Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer and apply that in my oily places, which is my T-zone. Next, I'm going to take the Photo Finish Smashbox Primer and apply that on the lower half of my face and focus it especially where I tend to get smile lines. Next, I'm going to take the LA Pro Conceal Color Corrector in the shade Orange and put that all over like my peach fuzz area and under my lower lip, because those are the areas that tend to be a little dark. Next, I'm going to be taking my Matte Velvet Makeup Forever foundation. I'm not quite sure what shade this is in because I've had this for a little minute, and I'll just link it down below. I'm then going to take my Real Technique sponge and just blend everything out on the flat side of the sponge. Next, I'm going to be taking my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Deep, and I'm going to apply that under my eyes, in the center of my forehead, and I accidentally applied it on my nose. I tend not to do that, but in this video, you'll see I made a mistake. You can see it on my face. I'm going to take my Beauty Blender and just blend out everything. I accidentally blended out my under eye concealer first. I took a tip out of Jackie Aina's book, and I like to let my concealer under the eye dry a little bit before I blend down. So I like to blend out everything else and then come back to that. After I blend that out, I'm going to take the Ben Nye Topaz powder and set under my eye, down my nose, down the bridge of my nose, and in the center of my forehead. Those are the areas that tend to be oily, so I definitely make sure I want to set those. Next, I'm going to be taking my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Kit in the shade Medium Deep. I'm going to be taking that bronzing shade and I'm going to contour my cheekbones, my forehead, my nose, everything you think I'm going to contour, I'm going to contour. Next, I'm going to be taking my Laura Mercier powder in the shade Deep just to carve out my contour. Next, I'm going to take this dry beauty blender to press in that excess powder before I sweep it away with a flat top blending brush. Next, I'm going to go into the Juvia's Place Magic Palette. I'm going to dip into the shade Zakia and apply it all over the apples of my cheek as a blush. Next, I'm going to go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit with my Ruby Kisses fan brush. I forget the name of those shades, but I'll definitely put it in the description bar. I'm also going to take those two shades and apply that highlight down the center of my nose, on the little tip right there to make a button nose, and on the cupid's bow of my lip. I have a smaller detailed fan brush I got from Shop Miss 8, and I'm going to apply that on my brow bone. Now time for the lips. I'm first going to go in with the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the shade Crucifix just to outline it. This is like a burgundy brown. It's not that deep, but it's also not that light. Then I'm going to take the shade Ludwig, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, and I'm going to go into the center of my lips with that shade. Then, after I get that applied, I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills gloss in the shade Sepia, just to set it off. I wasn't quite content with the sepia shade, so I went in with another lip gloss by Makeup Revolution. I'm not quite sure the shade, but I will be sure to link it down below. I'm dipping back into the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette to go back into my transition shade Roxanne. I'm also going to take the shades Central Park and Chip just to add a little more depth under the lash line. I'm also going to be taking those same two shades I used on my highlight, and I'm going to apply that to the inner corner of my eyelid. I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara to blend in my real lashes with my faux lashes, and also take that same mascara and apply it on the lower lash line. If you made it to the end of this tutorial, I love you so much. Thank you once again for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all my social media. Love you.